according to researchers at the University of Georgia, there's a small thing that can keep you and your partner from splitting up. So these researchers found that feeling valued and acknowledged by our significant other is the biggest predictor of positive marital bonds. So essentially, gratitude. There's a lot of research that shows that feeling grateful yourself is amazing for you. It has all kinds of beneficial health effects. But this is one of the few studies that is showing that it can actually have a positive impact on others as well. So here, it helps your relationship. It's really cool. It says that gratitude influences how you feel about your marriage and how committed you are to it, which leads to fewer rates of divorce. And it goes on to say that in these couples, it's not about avoiding conflict or disagreements. It's just that these couples fight better. In essence, they say that when couples are stressed, they are likely to have more arguments. What distinguishes the marriages that last from those that don't is not how often they argue, but how they argue and how they treat each other on a daily basis.
It's likely that all of this is true. My natural... thankfully, Jimmy Dore's not here, so I can mention that I was in grad school. So I took methodological analysis courses. If they did a telephone survey, and they did it once, and they asked people all these questions, then most of what the article is saying they said, whether they actually said it or not, but most of what the article is saying they said can't be proven by a one-time. Like you can't say that it leads to lower rates of divorce because you have one point in time. And you can't even necessarily say that more gratitude leads to a happier marriage. It could be just as likely that a happier marriage leads to more gratitude.
I'm going to make that point to my wife instead of saying thank you.
That'll show her.
Yeah.
I think that holding a grudge and a vendetta leads to a good
Totally, yeah.
But no, it could entirely be that if you have a good, close relationship, you're more likely to express gratitude. Whereas if you have simmering resentment and you suspect that she's cheating on you, you're not as likely to thank her for opening the door for you, maybe.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not saying that that's the case. I just have to at least...
Thanks a lot. Great. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much.
It's great, yeah.
Well,
no, that's just what I want.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying it's not necessarily true.
There is research, however, that shows that small acts of gratitude, for example, or acts of service, for example, like just bringing your spouse a cup of coffee or a little back massage can have huge positive effects on a relationship.
So it's likely
that
this is
very
true.
related. I think it's simply one piece of the puzzle in this larger area of study that proves sort of the same things.
No, what is obviously true is that when you do something kind, it pays off. It just does. And it certainly pays off in a long-term relationship when you're with the person. And sometimes and I suspect others, feel like incredibly stupid when the opportunity was lost. I'll realize, oh man, that was really nice. Why didn't it would have taken me 14 seconds to make a bigger deal out of that last night. To be like, oh my God, thank you, that was great.
Or next time you can just write a little Post-it and stick it on the fridge where she's gonna grab the milk in the morning.
Like a lot of trouble.
That would take longer than 14 seconds.
Yeah.
You gotta find the post. You gotta find it. But to me, it's always seemed weird that as you get to know a person more and longer, you spend more time with them, you get to know them better, you feel less of the need to do that because it's one of the things that sort of drops off as you get to know each other. Like they know how I feel, which I think in a lot of cases is true. I think that's why that developed, but I don't think it works in the relationship context necessarily.
No,
I think that you do have to constantly.
Yeah, you do have to. That's right. That's what I'm guilty of. Is that of course I'm thankful. Like I've expressed thanks for that kind of thing before. I asked you to do it. Of course I'm thankful, but it doesn't matter. However, and to me sometimes that feels inauthentic. That moment of, hey, I just wanted to say, and I'm like, I just wanted to say thank you.
You're right.
I was thinking that too. It would feel fake almost.
So for some people, expressing gratitude is most important, but for others, it's really important to feel thanked with acts of service, for example, like when you do things for another person, or by spending quality time together, or people just have different ways, or by touch, right? Oh my gosh, a massage. People just have different ways of feeling loved and feeling appreciated, and I think that's important to know your partner and to know what makes them tick, what makes them feel good.